Hi everyone, I'm here to share an encouraging word for today. I want to start out by saying this past week I had a rough week. I think just, as time goes on and not knowing, some weeks are easier than others. So with that being said, with it being a tough week, I thought probably another opportunity, a good time to share an encouraging word. So for me, sometimes to help lift myself, I can do that when I am helping and lifting others. I want to start out with 2 Corinthians 1, verses 3 through 5. It says, "Praise to God of all comfort. Praise to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of compassion and the God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our troubles, so that we can comfort those in any trouble with the comfort we ourselves receive from God. For just as we share abundantly in the sufferings of Christ, so also our comfort abounds through Christ." So I think for me that's one reason why helping others or reaching out to others helps lift me as well. I want to talk about the word purpose. In January, I don't know how many of you see on Facebook or have friends post or whatever, but there's lots of people that always say, "Oh, my word for the year is going to be," and then they have some sort of explanation or some sort of word or some whatever. And I've always liked when I've seen people do that, and I've never had a word come to me. This past January, we were a couple weeks into the year, and one day I just thought purpose. And I realized, that's my word for the year, purpose. So I have been spending a lot of time in my own personal Bible study surrounding with the word purpose. Now, I know we all know that God created us for a purpose. Sometimes it's so easy to forget or to not focus on our true purpose. Sometimes we want our purpose to be, and sometimes God has other plans for us. So I think throughout all of this past week, it's just kind of hit that I know ultimately my purpose is to develop a relationship with God. And this time has been wonderful for digging deeper into that. But I also know that I have other purposes. As a mom, you have purposes. And as your children grow, that purpose kind of changes and kind of leaves you shifting. My job at school is to help children. That's my purpose. And I do that. And this past week, I've kind of reached a point where that purpose isn't there right now. I have a purpose here at church. And yes, I'm still serving. I'm still working throughout the week, but the purpose, the things that I've done, the purpose has shifted. So I think this past week that has really, really kind of hit me that our purpose, my purpose, has shifted. And I need to draw back into my big purpose, my whole purpose, to develop that relationship with God. Some of the things I have learned through my Bible studies have been that, yes, we all have a purpose. God created us all for a purpose. We might not see that. We might not fully see that, but God does, and He will use us for that purpose. I've learned that I need to step out of my comfort zone and just serve. I need to get to know God more. When you know God more and you know Him more intimately, then you're going to hear His voice. You're going to hear it easier, and that purpose will become clearer. I know I know all of these things, and I know we all know all of these things. But there are just times where we just need those little reminders. So that's what I wanted to do today, was just to remind everybody to embrace this time of waiting, study the Word more, to be ready to recognize God's voice, to be more ready, to be more available for when He wants to use you for more. I also want to encourage you to keep reaching out to your friends and your family, and I want to encourage you that if somebody reaches out to you, to maybe take a moment and really just kind of listen to them. Like I said, for me, reaching out to others is a way to help lift me up. And perhaps I'm not the only one that is like that. So maybe if somebody's reaching out to you, maybe it's because they just need that little encouragement. I want to share how God can do that in perfect timing. So like I said, I had a rough week and I was just down, and I had somebody contact me, and they were looking for a way to encourage others, and they pretty much knew what they wanted to do, and they were just looking for a little idea on how to really follow through with it. And just by that question, just by them reaching out for that little, that was enough to uplift me as well. So just keep reaching out to people. Keep waiting, and keep seeking your purpose.